Today we're checking out 5 apps that every music producer and mixing engineer should know about. What's up everybody, Mike here. Sorry in advance if I'm a little lower energy than usual. I've got a 9-month-old baby who hates sleeping, so you know. But anyway, all 5 of these apps have saved me a ton of time or from a ton of headaches, so I figured I'd share them all with you. And if you're a Pro Tools user, be sure to stick around for app number 4, because holy crap is it a lifesaver. But first, we've got Audio Plugin Uninstaller from Wide Blue Sound. If you're somebody who demos a lot of plugins, this is for you. A lot of plugin installers leave files all over your hard drive, and given enough time and enough plugin installs, it can add up to a lot of wasted storage space. Enter Audio Plugin Uninstaller. It goes in and finds all these files and allows you to delete them easily. You can also filter by plugin type. So let's say you're a Pro Tools user and only need AAX versions of plugins, or you exclusively use Logic and only need audio units. You can easily delete the plugin types that you don't need. This is also great if you install a new plugin that's buggy and causes crashes on your system. This allows you to easily delete any and all files related to that plugin to get your rig back up and running smoothly. Audio Plugin Installer costs $9, which to me is absolutely worth it. I'm pretty good about deleting old plugins I don't use anymore, as well as plugin file types I don't need. So I was shocked by how much this thing found on my hard drive. Like it found files from plugins I tried out over a decade ago. Craziness. Next up, we're taking a look at Stereo Monoizer. If you've ever received tracks to mix where every file is stereo, despite being mono sources, this is for you. Before finding out about Stereo Monoizer, I would usually manually split them all into mono in Pro Tools, and then go through and delete the stereo tracks as well as one of each of the mono tracks. But that was pretty time consuming, and I was always worried that I would accidentally delete something that I didn't mean to delete. Sometimes I just leave all the tracks as stereo, but that uses up twice as much processing power, which can quickly become an issue in mixes with larger track counts. And occasionally, I'd ask the client if they could re-export the files, explaining how to do it correctly, but I would still usually get back stereo files. Now the very first thing I do when I get tracks to mix is drop the files into Stereo Monoizer. It analyzes them and converts anything that should be mono to mono. It even recognizes tracks that are mono sources but panned, and can convert those for you as well. And you can have it put all the new mono files back in the same folder in place of the original files, which means you can drop a whole album's worth of files in, even if they're all in different folders and subfolders. And once it's done, everything will still be organized and right where it should be, but without all the unnecessary stereo files. It can also normalize the audio for you, so if you frequently get tracks that are printed absurdly quiet or way too hot, you can have it set them all to whatever level you'd like to save you a little bit more prep work once you get your files into your DAW. By the way, do you guys say DAW or DAW? I'm never sure if I'm saying that right. But yeah, Stereo Monoizer is $49 and is worth every penny in my opinion. Next, we've got Free File Sync, and as the name implies, it is free and it syncs your files. File management is not the sexiest or most exciting part of being a music producer or mixer, but it's pretty dang important. If you're not backing your files up, you're just a hard drive crash away from losing hours, days, weeks, even months of work that you'd need to redo. Not fun. Back your files up a lot. But anyway, I've used a bunch of file backup programs over the years, some paid, some free, and this one is great. It does everything you need it to do with the added bonus of not costing anything. Highly recommend it. And before we get to number 4, if you're enjoying this video so far, consider sending it to an audio friend of yours. They'll appreciate it, I'll appreciate it, everyone wins. Okay, this next one is for the Pro Tools users. I'm sure we've all been there, we're doing our thing, and suddenly Pro Tools crashes. No big deal. But when you open it back up, you discover it kind of is a big deal. Turns out it's one of those extra bad crashes, the one that makes Pro Tools forget all your preferences, setting everything back to default. So now you have to go through and reset your color preferences, your default fade shapes, default plugin settings, meter types, and whatever else you changed from the default settings. What a pain. Well, it's not a pain anymore thanks to an app I found called PT Prefs. This allows you to save a backup of all your Pro Tools preferences, and then restore those preferences if and when Pro Tools decides to forget them all. This thing is an absolute lifesaver, and the best part is it's free. So if you use Pro Tools, there's literally no reason you shouldn't have this. And finally, we've got Bounce Butler. This one is seriously cool. It allows you to drop in a bunch of session files and then bounces them all while you go have lunch or walk the dog or take a nap. I absolutely love this for when I'm doing revisions on an album. Each song might only need a tiny tweak, only taking a minute or two to do, but then you've got to sit there for 3 or 4 minutes while it bounces before moving on to the next track. Multiply that by 12 songs, and that's a lot of sitting around time. Now I'll just get all the sessions ready, and when I want to take a break and leave the studio for a bit, I just let Bounce Butler do its thing. Same thing goes for printing stems or alt mixes. Just save them as their own sessions and let Bounce Butler deal with it instead of spending half your day watching the bounce window progress bar. It is a subscription service, which is kind of a bummer in my opinion, but can definitely be worth it if you have to bounce a ton of tracks. And they do have a free version that allows up to 20 bounces a month as well. But yeah, if there are any other apps you'd consider essential for music producers or mixers, let everyone know in the comments. And if you like this video and want to help support the channel, consider using my affiliate links down in the description to make your next gear or plugin purchase. Thank you so much for watching, and happy mixing.